I'm Brigham Larson with Brigham Larson Pianos, and we are watching another video. If you haven't seen many other reaction videos, I've done a lot for our piano restoration giveaway, so let's check this one out.
Hi, my name is Chris Black, and this is the Black Family Piano. The piano is a roughly 5 to 6 foot Everett Baby Grand, and although the serial number has faded over time, I'm fairly certain it's 36787, which would mean this piano was manufactured in 1905, well over 100 years ago. The piano...
Lots of cracks, big cracks in the soundboard there. Yeah, strings are all original.
It's been in my family for over 60 years. My grandparents moved to Bountiful in the late 1950s and wanted to have a piano in their home that would be not only something that they could play themselves, but also something that their children, my mother, uncle, and aunts, could learn to play piano on as well. They found an older couple living in the avenues in Salt Lake City that were selling this piano. And the couple was glad that it was going to be in a home that had young children learning how to play piano. My mom, my aunts, my uncle, they learned how to play on this piano throughout the 1960s and 70s, and it became a fixture.
Hairstyles are very 60s. That looks like, I don't know, mid-60s, something like that.
In the background of throughout the 1960s and 70s, and it became a fixture in the background of many family events and photos, as you can see. My parents got married in the late 1970s, and my brothers and I were born in the early to mid 1980s. When my mom was newly married, my grandmother promised her that once my parents got a house, she wanted her to have the piano in our home, because my mom was among her siblings the one who had spent the most time with the piano and had gone the furthest in music education. At an early age, my brothers and I learned piano, and music was a very important part of our home. I personally took piano lessons from when I was 6 until I was 12, and I spent at least a few hours every week learning how to play the piano.
There we go. Okay, and what is the name of your piece?
Called Campbell's Peppermint.
Chris Smith-Beck.
Lillian, come here. I don't know any of my pieces.
Half is chaos.
And for kind of a funny story, when I was 10, I was learning Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer for the upcoming Christmas recital.
Still has
And I kept telling my mom that the song sounded wrong. And after a while, I realized that the kids' version that she got me at the local music store was in G, and the recording of the song that I kept listening to and of course laughing at was in E.
He's
And
got
so
perfect
I
pitch.
learned through that I actually had perfect pitch. So of course the song was wrong. I wanted it to be in E when it was really in G.
Yeah.
But the version in E ended up being really complicated for a 10-year-old, and so I ended up just playing the G version anyway.
Hi, I'm going to play my 2 recital pieces. This first one. Well, first I'm going to play Irish Wedding Dance.
Oh, you've got a bad tuning pin there. Bad tuning pin. I'm sure that's just a loose probably 1990s. This piano needs to be restored. That one note is driving me insane. Cute little guy.
After each of my brothers and I turned 12, our parents gave us the option of either continuing to play the piano, picking up a band instrument, or singing in the choir at our local high school. One of my brothers ended up singing. The other one played trumpet, and they were both kind of involved in music throughout junior high, but ended up not doing much with it after that. When I turned 12, I picked up the saxophone, and you'd often find me at the piano trying to make sense of the song I was learning and the notes I was hearing before I would play it on the saxophone. And it was because of all those years I had spent on the piano that I grew into a pretty accomplished saxophonist. I learned all the woodwind instruments. I played in the all-state concert and jazz bands. I joined my high school's madrigal choir. By the time I got to my senior year of high school, most of my classes were music classes. I was the Sterling Scholar for Music. I got a music scholarship to BYU, and after high school, I played in a lot of the bands there, including being the saxophonist for the Young Ambassadors. And while I would have absolutely loved to make a career out of music, I ended up graduating in accounting, going into finance. But I look back on my younger years playing music, either on my family's piano or in various bands, and it's become a key part of who I am. I have a house now, I'm married with 2 kids, and I'm looking to bring the same love of music into my home that I had when I was a child. I'm kind of at my grandparents' phase of life, where they have 2 young kids, they just moved into a home, let's get a piano. And my mom always made the same promise to me that her own mother made to her. Since I went the furthest with music out of my siblings, she wants me to have the piano in my home. And as I've been getting ready to eventually have the piano moved to my house from my mother's house, I realized the piano has unfortunately seen better days.
Yep.
Some of the exterior wood finish is either scratched or it's getting dull. The keys are somewhat chipped in places, and the keyboard action really isn't what it used to be. Some of the keys even stick.
No doubt.
And many of the strings don't hold their tune anymore. And I'm worried that the hammers and the fabric on the hammers and the felt under the strings, it all needs replacing. I mean, if it's a 120-year-old piano, it's really gotten a good life of use out of it. And in short, the piano just needs some love. And rather than going out to a piano store and buying something brand new and expensive, but completely and fully ready to go, I would much rather have this amazing piece of my family history.
Yeah, it could be a really good piano. I agree with him. Just knowing this could be really good.
It means a lot, and I'd love to get it working again. I mean, not that it doesn't work, it just doesn't sound great.
Right.
So I'll give you a little sample of Claire de Lune. I used to know how to play the entire thing. Admittedly, I've lost it a little bit over the last few years, but this is what the piano sounds like now.
Oh! He's torturing me on purpose. Needs a new pin block, I think. And the bass.
That's about all I can remember.
The bass strings sound pretty bad too.
I would love to get this thing sounding like a proper grand piano, and have my children learn how to play on it. And you know, who knows, maybe they'll take after their father and become a semi-professional musician, or you know, maybe they'll just learn how to do fun stuff. That doesn't matter to me as long as it's a part of the family. So, thank you for your time.
So this must be his son, I would assume. Little kid antics going on. Looks like, fast forwarding a little bit, it looks like it's little kid antics for the next couple
Yeah.
minutes.
And then, yeah, you got it.
Good. Well, that's where the
Fatherly encouragement.
where the right where the piano's headed in the following generations. Beautiful story, beautiful piano that has so much potential, and desperate need. And I love the family story that goes along with that piano. Thanks so much for your entry.